Hey, it's Ginny with LearnWithGinny.com, where I share what I'm learning about internet marketing and how to get your home business online, find leads and prospects for your home business. So, today I want to talk about stranger danger and cold marketing. And they're kind of similar, and I like to connect our lesson with parenting too, because most of the stuff that I read I can teach my kids too. Anyway, and you can do the same. So, stranger danger and cold marketing. And if you're live on Facebook, I do have two cameras going on here. My backup one, just in case everything goes haywire, I put it on YouTube where you can find it, or I can post it in there. But it looks like my connection is weak on Facebook, but it looks like we'll be okay. You should be able to hear me. Let me know that you can, and tell me where you're from, what kind of business you're in, and what your biggest struggle is, because I'd like to answer your questions on that kind of stuff, or at least point you in the right direction, because I'm learning a ton and this is fun stuff to me. Anyway, so stranger danger and cold marketing. And what is a cold market? I know when I first got in here, I was like, I'm not a big salesperson, so I didn't know what are you talking about, cold, warm, and hot market. And a lot of marketers will describe it like this. The cold market is people who don't know you, don't know your brand, don't know anything about you. You're a complete stranger to them. So that's your cold market. Your warm market is people who have heard of you but aren't quite sure if they know, like, or trust you, so they're not buying yet. And the hot market is your buyers. But we're talking about cold market here, and we're going to talk about strangers. So let's talk about the kids lesson first, because I read some good tips on how to deal with strangers and how to teach your kids to deal with strangers. So the first thing is to define to them exactly what a stranger is, because a stranger is not necessarily a bad person. And a lot of times when we're telling them don't talk to strangers, you're putting in their mind this visualization that all strangers are hooded evil villains. And no, I mean, a stranger could be a potential friend or an ally, or, could be somebody that you like. If you don't give them a chance, then you'll never know, right? So a stranger is simply someone we don't know, period. And for us, for us business moms, it's our cold market. Teach your kids about safe places. Safe places are people's homes that we know. It's local stores, restaurants. It's where people are that you feel safe. It is not a not safe place, obviously, to us adults, but not necessarily to kids. They might think that they're safer in a dark place or in a corner, or, quiet places they might think it's safer, but it's not. It's safer to be around people. And the unsafe places that you want to teach them about are parking lots, alleyways, dark streets with no lights, long hallways where in malls where they're going to with especially girls, if they're going to the bathroom. I heard stories of kids getting kidnapped in these long hallways for the sex trade and stuff like that. So yeah, you don't want your kids to go down those long hallways by themselves, especially in the bigger cities. Or, I actually heard there have been problems in some of the smaller cities too, where I live. So that's why it comes to mind. Make sure that you go with them. Teach your kids how to cry for help. Now, I wanted to talk about this a little bit. I said in my post that I would say more in this video, and the reason why is because there was a book I read, The Power of Persuasion. I can't remember the exact name of it, but there was a study done And it's true. People don't, if they don't know you, the strangers, and you cry for help, they will not act. You have to tell them what to do. I need you to call the doctor. Call the doctor now. I'm having a heart attack. Or this guy, I don't know him. Please call the police, or call my mom, or help me scream. They have to tell them what to do, period. So make sure that they do that. If they need help, tell the people exactly what to do and exactly what's going on. You don't just say help because, how many times, even if you don't know people, you kind of think, well, what are they doing? And you walk by and without looking at them because you think they're up to something or whatever. So teach them that it's okay to be rude, especially if they feel in danger, and it's okay to say no. This is a good idea, create a code word between you and your kids. If some stranger comes up to them and says, there's been an emergency and I'm here to pick you up instead of your parents, then he needs to know the code word. And the kid can say, what's the code word? And if they don't know it, then go the other way, run away. So, and lastly, make sure that they play with other kids because there's safety in numbers. So teach them to do that. Now moving on to our strangers, our cold market, how do we deal with them? And I have a story for you. And I'm going to read one of his books. Jim Camp, I guess he is one of the greatest negotiators ever. And he's got several books out there, and I did link to the Amazon page in my post, so if you want to check that out, go for it. Anyway, this is the story I just read out of Ben Settle's big book. I should put a link in there too because it's really good read so far. Anyway, the story goes like this. He was selling water filters door to door. I mean, how brutal was it to pound the pavement, knock on people's doors, and try to sell them something, right? Well, he had memorized every script. He had memorized every benefit of this product, and he had memorized every possible objection that the customer would have. He also had, studied all the sales gurus and knew all their tricks and all of that. So he was, up to speed on everything, ready to go. And for 3 weeks, he pounded the pavement, knocking on doors, giving them all his perfect sales pitch. The whole thing didn't make one sale. Not one. People wouldn't even let him in, probably. I don't know that for a fact. That's not in the story. But that's probably what my reaction would be. Somebody come into my door to sell me something, go away, right? So he decided, he just threw away the script, and the next door he knocked on, he said, hey, if you don't want soft hair, just tell me and I'm gone. Something like that. Here, I'll read it to you. Just tell me you don't want soft hair and I'll leave. That's what he said. And guess what started happening? People started opening doors to him. Why? Because maybe I do want soft hair. What are you talking about? He started talking about what this can do for them. Maybe a problem that they had. If they had brittle hair from the hard water and they wanted soft water, soft hair from the whatever. But that is the key. Find out what people want and give it to them. If you have a weight loss product, find out, what people want is to feel good about themselves, feel healthy, not be winded when they go up the stairs, play with their kids instead of watching them, maybe put on a swimming suit instead of wearing a giant t-shirt because you're ashamed or feel bad about yourself. Dive into those emotions that people have dive into what your product can do for them. Not the benefits, not like, oh, this is really good for your digestive system and it's it, all those facts that they give you, oh, doctors recommend this. What will it do for them? What problem will it solve? I hope that makes sense. And you can go read, my post is not very long because most of my content was in this video, but do go over there. I put some extra links in there and maybe some more training that you would like. There's free training on my products page, and it will be learnwithginny.com / I'm looking at it, stranger-danger-cold-market. It's kind of long, but I'll put the link below this video on YouTube, and I will put the link above this video in Facebook. So make sure you go check it out. And don't forget to get your free training at the bottom of the post and on the products page. See you tomorrow morning. Make it a great